We all have heard about CERN. Now, what about a similar organization for AI? LEAM, an initiative of the German AI Association, KI Bundesverband, comprises leading representatives from industry and research that fosters the development of large AI models. What are they up to? What does it mean for this region and the world? Let's find out from Jörg Bienert, Chairman of the Board German AI Association, for a keynote session on LEAM.
Thank you for the warm welcome and for having me in this exciting event and for giving me the chance to present the German AI Association today and our special initiative, which is about large European AI models. My name is Jörg Bienert. I'm co-founder and president of the German AI Association. And I think you have heard in the session before about the German AI Association from my colleague and managing director, Vanessa Kahn. So what are we heading for with the LEAM initiative, and what is the background? We have seen tremendous change in the AI industry since summer 2018. When large AI models entered the market, especially when there was this Sputnik event, when OpenAI released GPT-3, because it was a tremendous breakthrough. It was a model of a complexity that hasn't been seen before, and it gave totally new functionalities in the area of natural language processing. GPT-3 is quite a large AI model with more than 175 billion parameters, a very large data set that was used for training this model. And the training took about 355 GPU years, which is an equivalent of about 5 to 20 million US dollar. So this is quite heavy, and what we have seen after the launch of GPT-3 is that quite quickly there was built an ecosystem, with more than 300 applications that are using the GPT-3 API and build functionalities like translation, like support of chatbots and many other features. And this API was also used to build totally new business models and to found startups that later even got funding from venture capitalists. And GPT-3 was just the beginning. So the beginning for the race for large AI models. Google's Lambda reached a breakthrough in conversation technology a few months later. And even we saw China keeping up with the release of Wudao 2.0, which was supposed to be even 10 times bigger than GPT-3 with 1.75 trillion parameters. And not only using language as data, but also video and images as a kind of multi-model AI model. This was also something that later on OpenAI released with DALL-E, a functionality where images could be created from text, or the clip application that was connecting text and images in a way that hasn't been seen before. So the consequence here is that we will see large AI models outperforming and potentially replacing other AI solutions. And there is also a threat in this situation, because These large AI models only can be implemented and trained by large corporations with a huge financial investment. And so far, these large AI models only are provided through APIs. And through APIs that have to be paid for in the future. So there is the threat that we will see new monopolies or oligopolies in the future, like we have seen with Google's search engine in this special market. And for Europe, there is a special threat because USA and China are leading this race. And we haven't seen any extremely large AI model in Europe so far, and Europe is kind of left behind. This leads to a situation where we will have dependencies on American and Chinese solutions. We have a threat of privacy issues, GDPR issues. We don't have control over the support of certain languages, and potentially a lack of transparency if these large AI models that are used broadly are only in the hand of a few corporations. This was the motivation why we founded this initiative, LEAM, Large European AI Models, that will enable Europe to take a leading position in AI development and to enter this race and to provide solutions based on large AI models as well. The goal and the aim is a little bit different. We want to provide these models mainly as open source with a high data protection, with a broader support of languages, with very transparent algorithms, the reduction of bias. And we also want to look after sustainability in regards to creating and training these large AI models on supercomputers. The vision here is to establish a European AI flagship project. We want to use Gaia-X, the European Hyperscaling Initiative, as basis technologies for an HPC data center. We want to strengthen research. We want to provide this compute capabilities to research. We want to, by doing this, we want to provide an open data space where a lot of companies or even public entities can store their data and use data of other entities. And the overall goal is really to strengthen Europe's AI ecosystem and especially the startup ecosystem. So what are the steps that we are foreseeing to build these large AI models in Europe? So first of all, we have to gather data from different sources. We have to develop special kind of algorithms. Number three, and this is the most important but also most difficult part, is the enablement of computing capacity, establishing a very powerful supercomputer data center that is dedicated for training large AI models. Then we have to build up an organization and governance concept with the integration and the involvement of the whole AI ecosystem in Europe. And all these activities should fall under the validation of European values. So LEAM was founded by the German AI Association, but we quickly got a lot of supporters from science, research, and the industry. For example, the DFKI, the German Research Center for AI, Fraunhofer, which is another or the biggest German research initiative, the Technical University of Darmstadt, Deutsche Telekom, Aleph Alpha, Alexander Tamm, the Association for Informatics, and a lot of other corporations that are supporting LEAM right now, and we get interest and get new supporters nearly every day. We have built a website with all the information and all the forms for getting new supporters. We create newsletters, and our goal is to establish such a data center next year. Besides that, we are early next year, we are going to build a first pilot with a governmentally funded project, which is called OpenGPTX. A large consortium has been put together in order to train a GPT-3-like language model with the same complexity or even bigger complexity on Europe's largest supercomputer, which is based in Jülich, a small town in Germany. It's number 8 of the top 500 supercomputing ranking worldwide. With this capacity, we have the chance to do research and algorithms, gather data, and build the first large language models in Germany. So this was a short overview of what we are doing in the area of large European AI models in Germany. We are looking for additional support all over Europe. So if you're interested, join us. You can email me or get in contact with us through our website, leam.ai. And we are happy to get into a conversation with you and have you on board as supporters. As well as if you have any other questions, just reach out to us and we are happy to answer them and to enter into a discussion. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm really looking forward to your questions and maybe your support requests. Thank you.
A big thank you to Jörg for an extremely informative keynote on LEAM and its activities.